Hi, I'm John Salustri, editorial advisor to globestreet.com, and we're here at SIOR Live. And I'm really happy to have as my guest Amaury Gariel, who's European, Middle East, and Asian Managing Director for CBRE. Amaury, nice to see you.
Very nice to see you also.
Thank you for giving us the time. Now, your session is tomorrow.
It is.
And it poses the question that I'm going to pose to you. It mentions that we're all global citizens. Are we, in fact, global citizens, and in what way do you mean that?
Without a doubt, we are all on the same planet, and it used to be a place where there were a lot of frontiers. And for me, frontiers are now really down, meaning the means of communication have never been so important and impactful. The way the flow of information, the flow of data is going through any boundaries had never happened in the past. So definitely we are global citizens.
Uh-huh.
Any business today for me is in competition of something else in the world, meaning someone else is today thinking about how he can attack your business and my business.
Mm-hmm.
So in that sense, we live on a common territory that I call the world, and that's a very exciting opportunity to really be all together in interactions. It enlarged the size of the market, and by the new technology means we can reach a far bigger audience, a far bigger share of consumers than ever before.
What is now you're based in Paris. What's on the leasing and the investment side, what's the picture in Paris and obviously on a broader scale throughout the market you cover?
So Europe economy is basically three different parts, with countries in the south that had a massive impact from the crisis: Portugal, Italy, Ireland, Greece, and Spain. So those are now seeing quite a new recovery and far better figures.
So they're about a year behind the United States?
Yeah, exact, or one or two.
Right.
In the middle, France, Germany, UK, we're supposed to go very fast in the recovery. Only the UK is doing it. Being out of the Eurozone, far more easiness, and so to change a bit of the rules and to engage the country with a new system. As France and Germany, it's taking a little more while. And the third region for me is a combination of Eastern countries and Nordics. And so two regions that are out of the Euro and that have restructured their organization and their politics according to the new environment,
right? And
have taken a strong advantage of this.
Very interesting. Where are you seeing interest from in terms of countries and in terms of investment types? What's the picture here?
So definitely the investors are back on these markets. I would say in a short period of 3 years, things have come from a risk fear to a risk acceptance. The wall of debt has now transformed into a wall of money. So basically today there is no real estate that can't be financed from an investment perspective. And the yields are now getting a compression since 2009, which is on average 100 bips.
Right.
We've not seen any kind of new developments in logistics since 2008. So there are now places where we see scarcity of products. UK, Eastern Europe, some places in Germany, some places also in Netherlands, where we don't have the availability that the market is asking.
Right.
So we will see rental growth. So the third point is that logistics is a very solid asset class in terms of investment.
Right.
It's a long-term stable income, inflated, protected. So for all those aspects, there is a strong appetite from domestic money, US, equity, private equity and funds.
Domestic money meaning French money.
French, German,
Right.
and UK money. Also people from Central Europe. But now also I think we can attract money coming from Asia. So basically Europe being such a small territory, it's 50% of the US, but it's the same size of the economy, with 66% more population. And the total park is a fifth of what it is in the US.
Right.
So there is a huge opportunity for investing in logistics.
What about it seems to be ever increasing threat of some sort of terrorist activity. There's been such unrest in many of the markets that you're covering. What has been the impact and what is the outlook in those areas?
Okay. I'm traveling to Moscow very safely. So I'm not going to say that there is not an issue between Russia and Ukraine. There is a war at the moment. But it's still a bit away from the Western core markets, which are extremely stable. And no one in that region have an interest to have some kind of conflict really started. So everyone is threatening the other. A big European embargo in certain products. Hopefully it does not prevent us from exporting good wines and good liquors, so that's fine. And also the BMWs and the Mercedes are still exported to Russia.
Good.
But it's true that if this escalates, if also there is more tension from the Middle East, yes, this could have an impact on Europe, but I don't see any real threat of war or strong conflict. No one has interest for this.
We can only hope. So then, generally speaking, given all that, what's your overall outlook for the logistics market throughout Europe?
I'm pretty optimist.
Most brokers are.
Yeah, always. I would say technology, as I said before, is really changing the landscape.
Right.
The new generation are consuming differently. So the way products are pushed to consumers is completely reorganized.
Yeah, that's true.
And if you don't believe in this, someone else will, and will do it. So that is a fantastic and strong driver behind all those markets to reorganize themselves. And the consequence for the real estate, for us, is the need for different buildings by their size, their configuration, their place, the quantity of labor that is also necessary for it. And this is in the context of also scarcity of natural resources, but also a new organization around the value of energy. So I'm not sure that we are really far away to see some manufacturing coming back also nearer to the consuming places for many, many different considerations. So for all of this, I'm really optimistic for the future of this industry.
That's really good to hear. It's something that's starting to happen as well in the United States, from what we're understanding, with a lot of repatriatizing manufacturers coming back to the United States and realizing economies of scale there. So you're thinking that might be happening as well?
I'm sure. And I think, again, the technology is really changing the way things are getting product.
Yes.
If you think about 3D printing.
Oh, yes, especially printing.
Basically, everyone can still be an inventor like a century ago.
Interesting.
But the difference is now that you can be an inventor and you can also be the producer.
The producer.
So you can be the entrepreneur that's got a patent and is going to get it to market. And by the use of technology, by the use of internet, you can spread it out in the world instantly. And that's really something that makes me very, very excited.
I can understand
and
that.
Optimist for this business.
The future's here.
The future is here.
The future's
and
now. Amaury, thank you so much for
your time.
You're
really welcome.
I really appreciate your time. And I want to thank you for joining us on Globe Street TV.